Welcome to Echo Park Speedway tonight here in Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight we're here at the newly renamed Atlanta Motor Speedway tonight for SuperStar ARCA Cup here tonight for the Rinsley 275. But first, before we get to tonight's feature race, got qualifying, got a couple of heats to get through. But tonight we're here at the plate track, the unique mile-and-a-half plate track here tonight. I think it'll be a fun one here tonight. We'll see these drivers battle it out. Tire wear could be a factor as well here at the newer Atlanta, so we'll see how this plays out later tonight. I think we're looking up for an exciting night here today.
Yeah, it should be some good racing, a lot different than your typical Daytona and Talladega. And these ARCA cars they've never raced here at the new Atlanta, I believe, in real life, so not a lot that we really know of based off real life. So these drivers have been practicing all week long and also have been practicing for the past hour and 15 minutes here in sim, as well as practice now winding down to the final few seconds.
This practice just wrapping up here, not really going to make a difference here in qualifying. Passes in practice, Christopher Busch in the 91 machine with a 30.454 as he puts it on the pole here tonight. Well, puts it on the pole in practice here tonight. But we'll see if he can back that up. Maybe he can put it on the pole here in qualifying. We'll find out here. We got these drivers have 5 minutes and 2 laps to set their 2 laps of qualifying here. Now they do not have, there is a yellow line rule, so it will be monitored. So they cannot go under the line. 2 tires on the line is not allowed. So just stay above the line fully. These guys have to just fight the urges of just cutting all down the apron, cut off turn 4, trying to complete the lap.
Yeah, definitely kind of like a habit you want to have in the little side, kind of like a Phoenix dog leg, but obviously it's going to be out of bounds, just how it is at Daytona and Talladega, that yellow line in real life.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but currently watching here, we're watching the 63 of Eric Kep through turn number 1 and 2. He's going to keep it to the high lane here. Trying to build the speed down the back straightaway.
Yeah, learning how to, like you mentioned there, just kind of maintain those RPMs as high as he can in that speed as well. Keep it straight as possible. A little wheel movement as well.
I cut down angle right to this red line here, right on the apron. Could have perfectly lined it up there. We're gonna arc it up a little bit through turn 1 and 2. Good arc there for Kev through 1 and 2. Gonna wrap the bottom. We'll slide up a little bit here off the turn number 2 and try to stay right about that first dotted white line. We'll get that arc into turn number 3 as well. This is like a very solid lap for Kev, but he's not going to be able to cut the apron, so it's going to be slightly different than what a normal Atlanta qualifying lap would be. He's going to stay up above the line. He's going to try and wrap it as close as possible. And Eric Kep to the line. His qualifying run, 32.223, are currently on the top of the board by 0.2 of a second. That's now more time flooding in. Alex Anderson 32.247, but Eric Kep with a great lap, absolutely flying compared to everybody else right now. I look at just watching that lap, everything looked perfect really most of that lap, but his line was where it needed to be. It looked very smooth. So Eric with a good lap. But Jared Skinner, he'll go to the top of the board with a 32.203. He'll steal that pole away. I've still got about 2 minutes left here in qualifying. A lot of the drivers still. So you complete a lap. Samuel Hoff's currently out there on the racetrack running currently. He completes lap number 1. He'll go down in the turn number 1 here on his second lap. As far Hoff down the back straightaway. We'll see what he can do here on his second lap. Is it going to be enough to get up to the pole? These drivers, they do have 2 heats tonight, both of 9 laps. But the top 2, they do not have to worry about the heat races. They can just go straight and get that free trap position up front. So Samuel Hoff looking to try and get that front row. His lap time 32.269. It will jump to P9. He'll have to fight his way up through the field a little bit through the heats tonight. Daniel Monix, defending race winner, has won 2 races in a row looking to win, go 3 in a row here in the SuperStar ARCA Cup, but looking down into 3 and 4. He's staying low here on lap number 1. Let's see if Daniel Molnix, how will he be able to do here on lap number 1? Lap 1 here, 32.330.
Pretty good lap, but put him inside 17th place. But we'll see him go quicker on this second lap.
Locks off of turn number 4. Look up the line. Daniel Monix will complete 32.295 for Daniel Monix.
Comes up to 13. So a little good jump there for him, but with 20 seconds left in qualifying, I believe everyone has set a lap time that's going to 32 drivers have set a lap, but Jared Skinner, biggest of them all. As qualifying is officially wrapped up.
And Jared Skinner will officially wrap up the pole here tonight. Jared Skinner puts it on the pole. Donnie Kite P2. Donnie Kite P2. So those two will have to, they will just go straight to the future. They have a little bit of time to relax here, as they don't have to worry about the heats. As everybody else will have a little bit of time here in the heats, kind of see how the car feels, how the car is going to draft. They get a chance in practice. We'll see how that plays out for these drivers, and they'll also be able to improve their position. If they're starting in the back, they can draft up to the front. Maybe get some free some extra spots, and maybe if they didn't have a strong qualifying here. There will be 2 heat laps of 9, heat races of 9 laps here. So we'll see how aggressive these drivers will be in these heat races. Will we see any chaos, or will we kind of see calm and collective racing? About 45 seconds here until they start rolling off here for the grid of heat number 1. As you're currently working to getting ATO working, currently just not. We gotta restart it every time, every session swap for some reason. But still working on that for a second. We'll get you through the running, the starting grid here for tonight's Brinkley 275 heat number 1. As now starting, as we'll take a look at your starting grid here for heat number 1, it was Eric Kep with a 32.223, able to qualify in 3rd overall, so he'll start in 1st here on heat number 1. Craig Martin will start in 2nd. Starting 3rd will be Hunter Senior. Kyle Holitsky, the 33, will start 4th. Running at the top 5 will be the 00 of Samuel Hall. Daniel Wallace will start in 6th in the 21 machine. Alan Wild will start in 7th. Alex McQueen will start in 8th. Starting in 9th will be the 4, Tony Allison, and Kelly Yates will round up the top 10. 36 of Brandon McWilliams, he'll start 11th here tonight in heat number 1. Michael Malm, he'll start in 12th. Carl Kitonis will start in 13th, and in 14th will be the 55 of Dylan Lamb. And running our final row of heat number 1 here, the 18 of Jimmy Dykes and the 38 of Christian Schrager will start 15th and 16th. Rather, our 16 car field here for heat number 1.
Yeah, we'll see how this heats play out. 9 laps in total, so about quite a short amount of time here, obviously, compared to the real race, 175 laps, but good enough time you kind of get a comfortable feel of the drivers around you and how the car is handling, at least in the early portions of the evening. As right now, currently, it is 7 p.m. in sim time, so definitely will turn to nighttime most likely here in Atlanta. Track temp very hot, 92 degrees total. Take a quick look at that right now before you start heat number 1.
Yeah, currently the weather conditions right now out there on the racetrack, as they name it Hot Atlanta for a reason. 85 degree ambient temperature here currently with a 92 degree track temp, as we are at 7 o'clock here at the night. So we should get a little bit colder later. Partly cloudy skies, not much wind out there tonight. But we do have a little fluid humidity, about 30 to 40% humidity. So we'll see how that changes throughout the night. But we're going to get later into the night. Track should cool down just a little bit as we get throughout the feature of the other heats here tonight. For the IRC pace car, we'll take that hard left turn onto pit road. It will be Eric Kemp and Craig Martin on the front row here for heat number 1. Green flags on the way. We're underway here at Echo Park Speedway. It's already a big run to the outside as that run starts to build. These ARCA cars really love to have big runs. Eric Kemp actually will just drop that to the back here off of turn number 2. Plan just trying to get out of the back there. Eric Kemp
here comes Kyra Linsky to that offside.
Work his way to the back. He just wants to get out of the way early, but now the top lane, Kyle Horwitsky with a good run. He's clear for now on the bottom. He'll stay into the top lane for now. He's at the 21 right behind him. 21 Daniel Wallach's just behind him here off of turn number 2.
That was going too wide pretty easily right now, giving each other plenty of space in this through the corners, not trying to drift up, not trying to pinch these drivers down as well. Plenty of space. Drivers kind of squiggling down the front straightaway quad oval. But so far, so good. No wrecks so far in these first opening laps.
Everything nice and clean so far. Kyle Horwitsky with the run on the top lane. He's got Daniel Malnick pushing him. The outside lane seems to be a little bit more connected right now. Seems to have a little bit more momentum. So bottom lane is going to be the tougher lane probably here tonight. At the kind of just seeing how this first few laps are going. Oh, got one car hard along 55. Dylan Lamb looked like he didn't get turned for the quad over there hard on the outside wall. That's going to completely destroy his race car.
Yeah, just completely went straight into the outside wall. I guess he probably just didn't see it because the spoiler was just too big in front of him. Not able to avoid the wall there. And now that kind of made the outside lane get a good run. No clear the top 4, maybe top 5 in the moment off of turn number 4.
Off of turn number 4, yeah, top 4 or 5. Clear the 70 machine will hop down in front. That's Caleb Yates. He'll hop down in front to the inside of the 22 of Craig Martin. As they try to move a little bit forward over the outside lane. It's still good. We're here with Kyle Horwitsky and Daniel Malnick pushing him. Actually, he's sitting 3rd in the lane for now. Samuel Hoff, though, now 4th in the lane. Trying to get that outside lane clear. Trying to get to the bottom. Maybe make something happen. The top lane just clearly dominant here early on.
Yeah, kind of typical what it is in real life right now as well. Outside lane dominant here at Atlanta, or Echo Park Speedway. But anyways, here comes the driver to the inside. That's Alex O'Quinn. It looks like a 995, but he has no help behind him. He may fall back just a little bit.
That's when you go fall back to get a big shove from Caleb Yates for the inside lane. Just no momentum to be found. It just seems like they can't find momentum down there. The top lane, just the dominant lane. No chance from anyone on the bottom. But here comes Samuel Hall. He's going to go up to the top lane, up to the outside wall. He's going to go around the 21 of Daniel Malnick. That's a good move there for Samuel Hall. He'll jump around and just force his way to the outside. That's probably going to be the way you're going to have to pass. And it looks like it's worked, but Kyle Horwitsky, he's going to go back down the bottom and try and help Daniel Malnick move forward.
Hunter Sr., I believe, maybe. Yes, his barrel rolling down in the infield on his lid.
Big wreck happening through 1 and 2, but the field will keep going. There's no yellows in the heats. Big wreck there, but now Samuel over to the outside of Kyle Horwitsky. He's going to look for the race lead here. 2 to go in heat number 1. In the inside lane, can they build any more momentum? Someone on the outside, maybe leave to 00 Samuel off. Maybe allow that in the inside lane to a little bit more momentum. We'll see the inside lane looks really strong together. Daniel Malnick pushing Kyle Horwitsky. They seem to have this draft package kind of figured out. They've been dominant all night long here in heat number 1. The outside lane a little bit less separated, not enough air gap between those drivers on the top lane. Too much of an air gap between those drivers on the top lane, not allowing the draft to work forward. One car into the wall there.
That was might have been not sure who exactly it was. Might have been Craig Martin possibly there.
Was Craig Martin getting the wall on the front straightaway, but now off the turn number 2, big wiggle as Daniel Long's trying to push Orlinski off of turn number 2, got him sideways, and now Samuel off cleared by about a car length. He's cleared to the bottom. The 69 gonna try to go to the top lane of Michael Mom.
Oh,
not gonna do it. They're gonna crash behind. Samuel off coming to the line though. He's gonna out drag Michael Mom, and he will win heat number 1. Massive crash behind him. Everybody else involved. Looks like the biggest loser out of that, Kyle Orlinski, 70th machine there, as well, also involved.
Yeah, Caleb Yates. Crash coming to the line there.
Two big incidents in the last 3 laps there. Looks like you just trying to come down the racetrack a little bit. That will end heat number 1. So heat number 1 results, we're not able to bring those up as we do have to reboot our tickers, unfortunately. But Samuel Hall able to get the win here there in heat number 1. Michael Mom in 2nd, Craig Martin 3rd, Alex Regan in 4th, Daniel Wallix in 5th, Cara Katonis in 6th, Chris Schrager in 7th there, Alan Wild, Caleb Yates, Kyle Orlinski rounding out the top 10. There's our graphic. As Eric Kemp finishing in 11th, Jim McGeikis in 12th, 13th, Tony Allison, Braden McWilliams in 14th, 15th, Osana Senior, 16th is Dylan Lamb. So those drivers will line up on the inside the row. They'll just line up 3rd on back as they will line up behind the pole sitter. Our starting grid here for heat number 2. Here it'll be Isaiah Walshers. He'll start on the pole here for heat number 2. Brian Marshall will start in 2nd. Alex Anderson will start 3rd in the 60th machine. 19 and Nathan Johnson will start in 4th. Thomas Spencer will start in 5th. Ruben Otis will start in 6th. Jordan Evans will start in 7th. Michael James will start 8th. And running our top 10 will be Jordan Warnock in 9th. And Zach Stewart running the top 10. Starting in 11th will be the 88 Alvaro Lopez. Christian Bush will start in 12th. 13th will be David Nemmert. And 14th will be Dustin Coggin. And running our 16 car field will take the pride in 15th and Tim McBasketball in 16th. So around our heat 2 field, these drivers will set the outside row 2nd on back to the finish, to the end of the field. We'll see how these drivers, how they can, they had a little bit of a laps to watch with heat number 1. They kind of see how this package is going to race here. See if they can, if anybody picked up any notes from heat number 1 to maybe try and maybe work their way up towards the front here in heat number 2. But the IRC pace car will take the hard left turn on the pit road. It'll be Walters in the 9-4. Brian Marshall on the front row. Green flag back in the air. And Isaiah Walters with a good launch on the inside lane. And just try and clear up in front of Brian Marshall. He will be able to be clear. So we'll see if he hops up to the top lane. The top lane was a little better. It was much more dominant there in heat number 1. So we'll see if Walters, if he takes that opportunity to go up, and no he won't. He's going to stay behind with Alex Anderson. Stay to the bottom. See Alex Anderson going to try and get to the back bumper. Isaiah Walters pushing inside lane 4, but the outside lane come with a full head of steam as Brian Marshall with the help for the 19 of Nathan Johnson off the turn number 2 of 4 now.
As we go off of turn number 4, whoa, one car to the outside. That's Nathan Johnson. He's trying to get back up to the race lead over Brian Marshall. Marshall's going to go up and block down the outside. But here comes that inside lane of Isaiah Walters.
Isaiah Walters going to push off a turn. Going to give a push off of turn number 2. He's going to Alex Anderson right behind him. Down the front, back straightaway into turn number 3. Isaiah Walters will stick to the bottom. It'll be Brian Marshall on the top lane, side by side. For the race lead is Brian Marshall now clear to the bottom. He'll probably stay up to the top lane. He almost got left by Nathan Johnson a lap ago, but Nathan Johnson will stick behind him for now. Gonna wait to make his move for the race lead. But so far, Isaiah Walters still leaving the bottom, but got a gridlock right now, and no one really making any moves yet. Nathan Johnson's thinking about it. Is just sticking right behind Brian Marshall there for now.
Yeah, just sticking right behind him for now. I'll just maybe wait till the end of this one, be in the best position he can. 2nd place, not the worst place to be on the last lap, especially in these super speedway races. But also watch out for Ruben Rodas as well, and that they're up on the 3rd lane, or 3rd car in the 2nd lane. You can maybe make a move late in this one as well.
these lanes forming, but it seems like the top lane just feels like the most dominant. The way you're gonna pass people here tonight is just gonna try and get to the right rear quarter panel. You want to try and get up to the outside, side draft them back, and maybe try to leapfrog him. Here he goes, Nathan Johnson going to do it for the race lead now. He's going to top to the outside. He's going to leapfrog in front of Brian Marshall. Everyone else will go with him, and Brian Marshall, no help whatsoever. He'll just rocket drop all the way back to the back of the field as you'll find a hole up to the top lane, about five cars back. They'll lose lead just like that, but they're still going to be 3 wide though with the 77 there in the on the top lane. 77 Zach Stewart on the top is down. Brian Marshall stuck in the middle as he's so clearly still going to continues to fall back, and he's going to have to try and fight back to the top lane.
Yeah, these drivers still side by side throughout the most of the pack. Last heat race, we saw we kind of got the outside lane rolling just a little bit more, but I think right now here it comes, the outside lane rolling just a little bit more than the bottom lane. It just takes a few laps for this outside lane to really have that advantage over the inside lane. It's almost at the outside wall down the entry to turn number 1. Right inside, here comes Isaiah Waltrus and Alex Anderson on the inside. They're doing a really good job. 2.5 laps to go in heat number 2.
Nathan Johnson in the turn number 3 and 4, still leading. He's got Ruben Rodas pushing him on the outside. Isaiah Waltrus, the great help from Alex Anderson, making the inside lane probably worth the best we've seen out of the heats tonight so far. Trying to get that inside lane moving, but not enough. They can't get to the inside fully of Nathan Johnson. They're trying to get there, but big shove almost gets to Isaiah Walsh. It's really wiggly. Got to be careful when pushing in this ARCA car. It really loves the bumper hook. You just kind of hook to the center of the car and just easily hook the car you're pushing. Looks like one driver to the middle is Distant Coggin. They're just gonna split the middle there, and that's gonna slow up both lanes. The outside lane with a big run of one machine. Michael James now into 30s, going to try and look to the inside of Ruben Rodas. Nothing going to come out of that, but 2 to go. But at the 77, just behind him, Zach Stewart. He's in an opportunity to maybe steal a couple extra spots here. Michael James will go to the bottom. Dustin Coggin will try and follow.
Nathan Johnson out in front.
Working again. Big stack up though.
I don't think he'll get there in time. Here comes Ruben Rodas to the inside for the heat win. Oh, they went under the yellow line. Don't know if that will count even if he got the position, but it looks like he'll stay in second.
And Ruben will stay in second there. I mean, Nathan Johnson able to take the heat win. But now that wraps up heat number 2. Let's take a look at the finishing results here for heat number 2. Ruben Rodas, our heat winner. Actually, Ruben Rodas was able to get the heat win over Nathan Johnson by 0.02 of a second.
We'll see if that one counts, though.
Barely got it. He did go under the red line. We'll see if that see if that does hold. That was very, very close.
Wow.
Really close finish there for heat number 2. And Zach Stewart finishing in 3rd. 4th is Michael James. Brian Marshall in 5th. Dustin Coggin in 6th. Christian Bush in 7th. Thomas Spencer in 8th. Isaiah Waltrus in 9th. And David Nemmer running up the top 10. Finishing 11th is Alex Anderson. 12th, Jordan Warnock. 13th, Jordan Evans. Albert Lopez at 14th. Tim Vasquez in 15th. And running a 16 car heat number 2 field is the 52 of St. Brett. Now wrap up our heat number 2 field. We'll keep an eye on if Ruben Rodas. It'll just be an EOL to the end of the lap. So we'll just start at the tail of the field of the feature coming up here in a couple of minutes. But while we're on the warm-up, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back here from Echo Park Speedway. Welcome back here to virtual Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight we're here for the SuperStar ARCA Cup, race number 14 of season number 3 for tonight's Rentley 275 here at the Echo Park Speedway, formerly known as Atlanta Motor Speedway. As we just wrapped up our heat races here tonight, but we'll get to our grid here in a second. These 34 drivers tonight looking to pick up a win here tonight at the Super Speedway of Atlanta. And let's take a look at our starting lineup here tonight from Echo Park Speedway. Starting on the pole, at the top of the show, we saw tonight in qualifying Jared Skinner able to pick up the pole. Starting in second will be Donnie Kite in the 2 machine. Starting third will be the 00 Samuel Hoff. Uber Notice will start in fourth. Starting fifth will be the 69 of Michael Mom. And sixth will be the 19 of Nathan Johnson. Craig Martin will start in seventh. Starting eighth will be the 77 of Zach Stewart. Alex will get in the 95. He'll start in ninth. Michael James are our top 10 here. Starting lineup. Starting 11th will be the 21 of Daniel Monix. In the 94, Brian Marshall will start in 12th. Starting 13th will be Carl Quintones. And 14th will be Dustin Coggin. 15th will be the 38 of Christian Schrager. And Christian Rush will start in 16th. Starting 17th will be the 07 of Alan Wild. And 3 of Thomas Spencer will start in 18th. And that 70 machine of Caleb Yates will start in 19th. And running our top 20 will be the 60 of Isaiah Walters. Starting 21st here tonight will be the 33 of Kyle Herlitzky. Starting 22nd will be David Nemmer in the 24. Eric Kepp will start in 23rd. Alex Anderson, the 67, will start in 24th. Starting in 25th will be the 18 of Jimmy Geikis, and Jordan Warnock will start in 26th. Starting 27th will be the 4 of Tony Allison, and the 16 of Jordan Evans will start in 28th. 29th will be the 36 of Brandon McWilliams, and the 88 of Albert Lopez right at our top 30. 31st here tonight will be the 12 of Hunter Sr. flipping in his heat. Well, he's going to have a lot of work to do here in the feature race here tonight. Starting 32nd will be the 93 of Tim in basketball. And our final row of the field here tonight will be the 55 Dylan Life. He'll start in 33rd and running our 34 car field here tonight with 52 of St. the Brett.
As the sun is setting here in Atlanta, Georgia, I guess Hampton, Georgia, technically. There's a couple drivers getting UL penalties, Donnie Kite being one of them.
And a lot more there. We are also at the end of heat number 2. You're wondering if Ruben Rodas would keep that heat win due to the fact that he did cut under the red line there, went under the double yellow in a way. But he does get an EOL, so he will not reap the benefits of that heat win. So Ruben Rodas will also have to drop to the back as well. Christian Schrager, Donnie Kite also did as he started in second. Alex Anderson. Timber Basketball also got EOL penalties to start this race. Donnie Kite actually has also a drive-through penalty as well. So we'll see he's got a lot of work to do to catch up, to get back from that. The iRacing Pacer will take the hard left turn on the pit road. We're underway here from Echo Park Speedway. Jared Skinner with a great launch right with Samuel behind him. And a big wreck in the back of the pack, and that brings out the yellow early on before you even get into turn number 1.
Boy, we crossed the line really. First yellow of the night. Lap 0, pretty much. One driver spun around in the back. That looks like it might be Christian Swagger, perhaps. No, he's coming off a pit lane. Looks like Jimmy Geikis, 18 machine. Maybe he got a bad shove. Oh, just a little check up there. I'm not. Interesting. I'm interested to see what happened there. Looks like he was kind of hanging back a little bit too much, it seems like. Just
backed up a little bit.
He just never really got going. I'm not sure if the people behind him just, I don't know, didn't think he was going quick enough, really. I mean, kind of a pit maneuver kind of right there, but obviously that happens on these restarts here. There's so many cars, you can't really tell when the leader's going and whatnot when you're 16 rows back or what have you. But Jared Skinner will lead lap 1 though, but will be under caution. Luckily, he didn't really take out anyone except Jimmy Geikis. Very little damage for him. I don't believe he hit the outside wall there, but very quick yellow here. Should be going back green fairly quickly as well.
Yeah, long race here tonight, so you'll have time to shake that off and get back rolling. 175 laps here for these drivers, 275 miles, so they got a lot of time to get rolling. See a long race here tonight, 275 miles, race number 14 of the season. You mentioned earlier, Daniel Molnick's looking to go 3 in a row. He's won the past 2 races here in the SuperStar ARCA Cup. Currently our points leader in tonight, it is Samuel Hoff, currently in the points lead. At 366 points over 100 seniors. So Samuel Hoff, a very consistent season so far, 11 top 10s, easily the most, the only driver in double digits top 10s. One other driver, Isaiah Walters, with 9 at top 10s, is sitting in 3rd in the points. Last race, Kentucky. Actually, Isaiah Walters able to get that win. Samuel Hoff as well. Currently working under the first caution of the night. Jared Skinner was our race leader. He had a really good launch with Jared. Really good launch with Samuel Hoff.
Yeah, like you said, you kind of got a good launch, but didn't really get up to speed. I don't even think they got into turn 1 actually, but anyways, I mean, right now, you'll kind of reset here early on. Pretty much just, I mean, at this point, mindset-wise, you gotta be thinking this is pretty much just like the initial start. You're not really thinking this as a restart, perhaps, but I haven't really probably gone up to more than 120 miles per hour at the most. We'll see what happens here in these restarts. How crazy will these drivers be? I mean, we already saw a wreck early on this one, but how aggressive will these drivers be trying to get up to the front as quick as possible? Or will some drivers maybe save some tires, hang around the back, and maybe save some fuel as well? This could be a fuel mileage race. Don't really know exactly the fuel number, but you can never know when a caution could fly and when fuel is important in these races as well.
We'll see how that plays out for some of these drivers, especially the fuel number. That's and then also tough pit road here. You gotta slow it down on the apron. You don't have any pit road speed on the apron in 3-4, but you gotta stay below that white line. If you go over the white line, you do get a penalty. So drivers definitely gonna be tough. A lot of time to be gained and lost on pit road, and how aggressive, depending on how aggressive you want to push it. We'll see if we get green flag pit stops later here tonight. The Irish Moose will take the hard left turn on the pit road once again. Jared Skinner launches from the top lane as he elected to choose the outside lane for this restart. Yeah, he's easily gone. No one else able to keep up with him as they big separations throughout the back here early on. And it is Jared Skinner able to get away as he's going to have a little bit of gap to Samuel Hoff. We'll see. They all stand at the bottom for now, but looks like they're going to navigate up just a little bit. But Jared Skinner will stand on the top lane as Samuel Hoff will leave him to the bottom. Nathan Johnson going to follow him through turn number 3 and 4. It will be Samuel Hoff able to take the race lead away. Nathan Johnson at the bottom. Now the 77 machine. Zach Stewart also will follow through on the bottom. The outside lane not building much momentum right now as we look, we saw the heat races.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, these drivers may be taking it a little bit easier in this race as compared to the heat races, but update Donnie kicked down pit lane to serve his penalty. I believe a drive-through penalty for him, so already down pit lane, trying to shoot that as quick as possible. As most of these drivers single filing out on this top side, giving each other plenty of space in the first 20 drivers, just kind of giving each other space in the first 10 rows or so. Making sure you just try to get through this race, get through a couple laps under green, under your belt, get those tires warmed up as well. And Samuel Hoff leads over Nathan Johnson currently. It's kind of 2 packs already forming here quickly. Have a middle pack around 22nd place. I think Country Senior kind of leading this middle pack. He's kind of charging back up to the front pack. Looks like he'll be okay. He has a little help behind from Dylan Lamp. Alex McQueen kind of in no man's land right now. He did not fall back too much. As driver off with the pits is, I believe, Donnie Kite. So kind of 2 packs forming already here quickly. The top 20, top 22 really kind of pulling away from the rest of the field. But it's going to be hard to really pull away if you're in the top 10 or so. I mean, I've seen maybe in the Xfinity series or whatnot, but no, not really sure how these ARCA cars will handle, but they do have their big rear spoiler like we were talking about before, so should be able to draft up to each other pretty well, kind of like a truck in a sense.
Yeah, you mentioned the tire wear as well. Tire wear is definitely going to be a big factor. The kind of difference with the Xfinity cars is now going to be the NASCAR Rally Auto Parts Series cars soon. But those cars, they get really loose on the older tires, and the rear tires really love to get overheated. You gotta take care of those tires. But now the ARCA car, I think it's a little bit slower. I don't really think it's gonna handle it all the time. Kind of plow tight. So I think really these drivers are gonna want to watch their heat on the right front. You're gonna want to save the tires a little bit. But we are going into nighttime, so that may not make a big factor. As usually nighttime here in Atlanta, tires don't really wear that much at all. But I think most of the time it's really just about the heat on the tire. So if you do stay out on the older tires, if you get a lot of caution laps and just get the tires cooled back down, you're pretty much be in a pretty okay spot. But it will make it a little bit harder to maybe make sudden movements. As if you need into the corner, it'll definitely make the car really, really tight, and you don't want to get into the outside wall. So this driver's tire wear definitely going to be a little bit of a factor here tonight. Definitely going to cause a little bit of strategy plays later in tonight's race.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too. I mean, fuel as well. Not sure 100% what the fuel load will look like. Fuel window, I should say. But now currently these drivers kind of just okay with riding around on the top side. Same Mohawk leading this pack. Gotta make sure when you lead the pack, you're going to burn a lot more fuel than the drivers behind. So you might have to pit a lap or two early compared to some of these other drivers.
We'll see how that plays out, especially fuel numbers, and especially here in Atlanta. Especially fuel numbers is definitely much easier to save, because now that 5, usually like if you're saving in the pack, you maybe get a lap or 2 extra, like Daytona or Talladega. But here in Atlanta, that fuel number, that fuel window is going to be like about 4 or 5 laps if you save that much, because you're just going much shorter distance. Especially that could be huge, especially because when these drivers come down pit road, you lose about a lap and a half on pit road, even more, maybe like 2, about a lap and a half, maybe a lap 3/4 on pit road here. So these drivers have to be careful. They gotta be careful when they want to pit, because you could undercut and get the fresher tires, get cooler tires, and get back moving with, especially with the smaller pack, and maybe break away. But you don't want to risk pitting too early and then not be able to cycle out in front because you're trapped a lap down. Unlike Daytona, Talladega, if you did pit with a smaller group, and if you did get a caution and you did already pit, most likely you're not going to be a lap down at that point, because you don't lose a lap in Daytona, Talladega if you're still with a pack. So. And they don't have to worry about it. If they do get a caution, they can just stay out and they cycle back out in the front. But now, that's different here in Atlanta, because now you're going to be trapped a lap down, because it's such a short racetrack.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just a lot can go through your mind here. I mean, we're only 15 laps in this one. We're kind of thinking strategy. I'm sure these drivers are also thinking strategy as well. And these drivers put up a lot of practice sessions, a lot of practice laps throughout the week, so they know how this car handles maybe in the longer run. Work with their team as well, communicate with your team. Make sure you kind of understand what's going on around the racetrack. But a little charge on the inside here being led by Michael Ball. And maybe make a challenge for this race lead, but I fell back here down the back straight away.
And so far the top lane just be very dominant right now.
Yeah, we haven't really seen any 3-wide action as well, so I'm sure we'll see that later in the race. Right now, like me, I mentioned, is Zach's doing a little tight on entry, maybe. Tire wear coming into effect right now currently. As the second pack closing in on this first pack quite quickly,
yeah, second pack able to close the gap just a little bit, as I think they're pretty much going to be there, pretty much in that draft range already of the lead pack. Maybe these drivers just maybe lifting a little bit, just trying to save a little bit of tires. They're ARCA Cars, really big draft. I think they're pretty much in the draft. Really, Albert Lopez, Brady McWilliams, just kind of maybe just a little tagged off the back. I think they're pretty much fine if they just push their maybe a corner or two. They can easily get back up to the lead pack and be in this main draft. So pretty much one big field still so far here, 19 laps in. Haven't really seen any aggressive moves so far. Everyone's just kind of staying in their lane, just trying to mind their own business right now.
Yeah, these drivers are really experienced with each other as well. I mean, they know what they're doing for the most part sometimes, but I'm sure some of these drivers might disagree with that statement. But, you know, they're experienced in SuperStar ARCA Cup Series for the most part. These last 2 seasons, a lot of familiar names, maybe a little bit newer, but we're already more than halfway past the season, so these drivers should know each other pretty well, and he may be a little bit more aggressive than each other. And also, he might be better to work with in these super speedway type races as well. Right now, Simov out in front still. Has not changed for quite some time. We're already 20 laps on this one, coming to 21 this time by. Feels like a long... Oh, caught on the outside wall! Hard hit! I think that might be Dustin Coggin. No, it's actually Dylan Lamp, excuse me.
Dylan Lamp, we saw the same mistake happened in the heat race.
His night is over. Broken right front, looks like.
That's going to be his night over for...
Yeah, you just went straight. Yeah, I guess you just... Yeah, so weird. I mean, I guess you're just not really thinking about it, but I mean, you've been doing these laps for 20 laps or so. I mean, you have to know at some point there's a turn right coming up. I mean, just kind of crazy to me, but unfortunate for him, his night's over early in this one. But still, most of the drivers are riding around here. Outside doing a good job.
So far, the top lane just doing the best, able to maintain. It kind of reminds me of the next gen at Daytona now. At Daytona, it's just, the top lane seems to be very dominant. It's the inside lane very hard to get going, but also these ARCA Cars, they can't really push very well. As you see there, Nathan Johnson kind of pushed off of turn 4. Samuel Hoff got a little bit loose, and Samuel Hoff now forced to the bottom of the racetrack, and now Nathan Johnson will lead the top lane. We'll see if Samuel Hoff can clear off of turn 2. He'll hop back up there. Looks like he's thinking about hopping up back up there, but he's gonna stay at the bottom for now. Now he'll slightly slide his way up off of turn 2. Actually, you can't really push too hard. A lot of these drivers just kind of air pushing, just kind of taking their time, just trying to run their own lanes, just trying to save a little bit of their tires. The inside lane, they're making good progress down there. Lane's more like if they can just kind of keep it tightly packed together. That's gonna be the way to get going.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's really the name of the game at these drafting racetracks, plate races. Just gotta stay as close as you can together, and make sure you can just get as much push as you can to the driver in front of you. Obviously, Samuel Hoff, known probably one of the better super speedway racers here in the SuperStar ARCA series. Currently leading out front, Nathan Johnson as well. Really good. Alex Anderson, another one, but he's a little further on back. Last season's champion. At 20, he's around 24th place, currently just kind of riding around, it seems like. And now that inside kind of losing some touch here, losing some time. Miss Hoff still leading on the outside. Obviously had a scary moment with him and Nathan Johnson a few laps ago. It looks like Johnson giving him playing space off the exit of these corners now. Is Michael Malm on the inside? Not really able to do much.
Seems to be a little bit of gridlock right now. No one really wants to make a move this early in the race, not really risk anything. Only go 3 wide. If everyone's just comfortable where they're running, they're just trying to keep it moving. Not much really happening currently, but the outside lane is just still slowly moving forward. The outside lane slowly getting up side by side with Nathan Johnson, and
also
they
a lap
start
car
to fall
coming up
back
here.
a little bit.
This could make it interesting here. I think that's Donnie Kite up there.
This is going to be Donnie Kite, as he had to serve a penalty for a P-race penalty, so he had a pit, and he didn't get it. Wasn't able to serve it on the first lap because he had the caution, so he had to come down again, and then he just barely lost the draft. So now Donnie Kite, he will fall behind 1 extra lap. We'll see if he can slide in line pretty early. He will go. Actually, I believe he will go 3 laps down now. That makes it.
This could be a
tough, but yeah,
pit stop strategy maybe.
Pit stop strategy, but also big movement now in the front of the pack as they had to get around Donnie Kite. But Sammy Hoff will go in front. Nathan Johnson clear out in front of it. Clear out in front.
It could be seeing some pit
now
stops
everyone
here.
moves to the bottom.
Yeah, I think that's a telling sign that pit stops are happening here in a few moments. As though some drivers getting a little wiggly there in the mid-pack.
Oh, your car, she guards the wall, Michael Malm. See, Donnie Kite was in the middle, 3 wide there.
There's still 3 wide, no, 4 wide almost. This middle pack is really separating. You can't lose too much time. These drivers pulling away in the front 6 or so.
3 wide is going to hurt the momentum of all these drivers. They're going to get it back double at least, as they do. As the top 6 have pulled away from the rest of the field. But now they're trying to work back to the top lane. They're trying to fight each other. I don't know, just stay single file. If they stay single file, they can pull away from the rest of the field. So they can start the battle a little bit, but they're going to have a gap to the rest of the lead pack as Donnie Kite just trying to find his way, trying to merge his way back into the pack to slow everybody down.
As right now, these top 6 drivers doing a great job right now. As Donnie Kite being a lap down. He's in this pack 3 laps down, excuse me, as well. So we'll see if they'll be able to still pull away from the pack behind them. Ryan Marshall leading that pack right here. I think they should be able to catch up here in a few moments, but I think they gotta probably catch up before the pit stops happen. But we'll see. I thought for a moment they were gonna try to pit here because they all went down to the inside line. It looks like they won't.
I think they were going to the bottom. They just went to the bottom to try to get around Donnie Kite. As Donnie Kite, he should have fight back up. As he is now, right now, he's 3 laps down from his penalty. So he lost 2 laps, and now he just lost an extra one there as he lost the draft. So he's going to need a lot of help, and he got a couple of cars almost about to go another lap down here, and go a lap down here, a couple laps here. So he's got to be careful. He's going to try and fight for this lap back here, because if he gets a yellow, it's about 2 or 3 cars waiting to go a lap down. So he's got to hope for quick cautions to get his lap backs quickly.
Yeah, but right out in front, Dustin Coggin. He's got to clear for the race lead. Jared's getting right behind him as well.
Dustin Coggin leads the field right now. He's got Jared Skinner right behind him. Donnie Kite up to 3rd now on the top lane. He's trying to get one of his laps back. He wants to try and lead this pack. If he can lead this pack, he does have to, and he gets a caution at the right time. He can get 1 lap back and be 1 lap down. So he'd be almost 3 laps down, but he could be leading this pack. That could be huge. Double drivers sitting there pitting. Timmy Basketball, Zach Storr, Jared Skinner, everyone queuing up on the radio. We're looking for first round of green flag pit stops this time by. And that's going to be about half the field peeling out. These drivers have to be careful. They can push as much as they can here. There's no pit road speed,
that white line,
but they cannot go over that white line on the apron. They go, if they touch that, they get a penalty. So these drivers got to be careful. Now you got to get it slowed down all the way down to 45. Still trying to turn.
Oh man!
Everyone's gonna try and get it down, slowed down. It looks like everybody did
no
successfully.
black flags, yeah. First round pit stop was looking pretty clean for now. As here comes the second, most likely a few drivers peeling off, but not many.
Now watching that second pack. That second pack. Part of Donnie Kite leading that pack there. So he's gonna go multiple laps down. He's gonna go almost 5 laps down here. He's gonna have to hope pit stops really cycle through. This could be really bad for Donnie Kite. That Capri is suddenly really hurting him there, but still a good chunk of the field. Still on pit road, but now here comes the lead pack, the first pack off of pit road. It'll be Samuel Hoff, Jared Skinner, Nathan Johnson, Dustin Coggin, as they will cycle themselves out. As here comes the smaller pack, which was led by Donnie Kite. Now they're coming into their stalls. These drivers, Samuel Hoff and the rest, they are now a lap and a half down. Here comes the rest of the field. Tony Allison, Caleb Yates, Christian Busch, Eric Kemp, as they stay on the racetrack. As they now come down pit road, as Alan Wild, Daniel Monix. Still a lot of drivers, a lot of different mix of pit strategies currently.
Yeah, very, like Alan Wild, Daniel Molnick, Jordan Warnock, all staying out for now. Kyle Linsky, as well as here comes one driver, that's Jordan Warnock. So, for late stint for Alan Wild, I don't know if he clipped the box there.
I don't think he got to the commitment cone there either.
That was very late. He was trying to get by, I think, slow car, maybe lap traffic. That might be a black flag for the 07 machine. We'll see in a moment.
So yes, I believe he went over the box, so I don't know if he will get that. I don't think he will be able to get that. He rode over the orange box there. It looks like he does not have a penalty,
so far so good.
Got lucky with that one.
Wow. As this front pack still is yet to pit here. Actually, they topped off on fuel in that first caution, so they have a little bit extra fuel, but not much, but clearly enough to make some difference. Samuel Hoff currently leads, quote-unquote, the lead group of 5 drivers. Excuse me, Samuel Hoff, Jared Skinner, Nathan Johnson, Dustin Coggin, and Zach Stewart. As here comes Ruben Rodas and Alan Wild into their pit stalls. Daniel Molnix leads his group of drivers down pit lane. I believe these are the last drivers that have yet to pit so far tonight.
Look at this, Donnie Kite, he actually got up in front as well with Jimmy Yikes. He jumped that smaller pack of Samuel Hoff, but it seems like the rest of them, they got really separated there, but it looks like it's going to be Samuel Hoff, the preliminary leader for now, but here comes the rest of the field down pit road.
Where will Samuel Hoff come out as he's coming off of turn 2 right now? He's currently leading the lead pack, quote unquote. We'll see where the other pack comes out of pit lane. It looks like they're getting out of the boxes right now. It's going to be pretty close, I think, but I think Samuel Hoff should be able to breeze by here about 5 seconds back. Yeah, he'll easily breeze by.
Then get up to speed on the apron, and yeah, it's this smaller pack, much better on pit road.
Anderson might have clipped the outside there a little bit too much. We'll say that's a black flag for that 67 machine. Looks like it won't be. But it looks like Troy Warren.
No penalties on pit road. Everyone nice and clean down pit road. We'll see if that smaller pack. So that'll be Isaiah Walters, Michael James, Daniel Onyx, Alex Anderson. See if they can catch up to the back of Brandon McWilliams here. Catch the lead pack. It looks like they're not too far back. They're still in a shot of this, so a pretty good gap. So are those packs trying to merge together right now? Still led by Samuel Hoff currently, but it looks like the packs have merged together. All one big single file line now. I believe about the top 15, about the top 15 now, top 12 now. The top 12 all in one big pack. Is now it's 13th is Brian Marshall. A smaller pack about 4 or 5. So they're gonna try and tag along in the lead pack now. We'll see if they can get there, but they're at 13th on back currently.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be tough, but a little side-by-side action in Donnie Kite. And I think that's Zach Stewart right there. Side-by-side mid-pack right here currently. I don't think it'll slow down too much, but might be a little bit annoying for Zach Stewart. But Donnie Kite, he's trying to work around and try to get his laps back. I mean, nothing wrong with that. Only 2 laps down on this drive-through penalty, I believe, for Instant at Kentucky.
Oh, Donnie Kite gets in the wall of turn 4, almost gets into Zach Stewart. He's desperately trying to get his laps back, trying to work his way up front. He's currently 3 laps down, but now he's got 3 drivers 1 lap down, but another driver 2 laps down. So Donnie Kite, just unfortunate, just got that penalty. He just has not had the luck with cautions and tagging along with the draft. So he's got a lot of work to do to try and get back up front. They're moving pretty strong right now with Samuel Hoff, but leading the field. These drivers pitted around about 10 laps ago now. A little bit, 12 laps ago, so about 38. So it looks like about 40 laps is going to be the number. These drivers, they're at 38. 35 to 40 laps for fuel for these drivers. That's gonna happen. That's gonna mean they're gonna have to make probably at least 2. Gonna have to make at least 2-3 more stops here in this race.
And right now, just mostly single file. It's kind of just a part of the race where drivers just kind of riding around, you know, just trying to maintain those tires. Tire wear hasn't really, we haven't really seen tire wear be a big issue so far tonight, but drivers just riding around, saving fuel, just trying to keep it easy, nothing crazy. Don't want to get damaged. But here with Donnie Kite, he's making moves, trying to get his lap back, almost clipped the outside wall, maybe even. Sparks flying on his right side of his machine. He's got to be aggressive here and try to get his laps back as much as possible here. Great opportunity here. He's only in 3rd place in line, so he just has to pick off 2 more drivers to get 1 lap back.
Yeah. And also, if I'm Samuel Hoff and Jared Skinner, I mean, I'll just let Donnie Kite lead. Let him burn the fuel as the lap car. He's already 3 laps down. You're only going to let him be 2 laps down. Just save the fuel behind him. You get no threat right now. Everyone's just staying single file. So I mean, it wouldn't be the worst option if you just let that lap car Donnie Kite lead right now. Donnie Kite really no threat to these leaders as he's still 2 laps down. He's still going to have a lot more help to get back on the lead lap.
Exactly. I think he's going to be a little bit more aggressive. You can't really blame him at this point because being 3 laps down at a track like Atlanta, it's going to be tough. So if you can get 1 lap back, you know, 2 laps down is manageable, but pretty sure there's a little rivalry there between those drivers as well. There's no lap traffic car coming up. Can't quite get a number on that one, but Going through 1 and 2, currently right in front of Samuel and the rest of the leaders. There's a lot of traffic that goes to the bottom of the racetrack.
It was 7 there, Alan Wild.
Alan Wild, he was very late to pit. There, looks like he has no help currently.
And he goes 2 laps down, so he lost 1 lap already, and unfortunately there, Alan Wild just not great on the pit stops. His pit stop's very tough here at Atlanta. So for single file through the field, not much happening right now.
Yeah, but,
as these drivers just settling in for the long race. I mean, still got over 100 laps to go, so
yeah,
just
still
trying
a
to take laps off
long
right
ways
now.
to go. About in real life time, it's about 1 more hour that these drivers stayed green the whole rest of the way. So it's still a long ways to go here. This race definitely more of a, not really a true endurance race, but it's pretty, I guess, a typical Super Speedway. This feels like kind of an endurance race, and this is kind of what it feels like right now currently. Still 1 more hour to go left in this one.
Long way to go here at Atlanta.
As the inside lane forming up a little bit here on the up there, being led by Alan Wild.
I was just going to mention that Alan Wild now on the inside. I guess the move's working, but
here he comes.
the inside lane working. We'll see if Donnie Kite might hop down, try and hop in front of Jared Skinner here.
He still can. We'll see if he does it. But the inside lane, huge runs here these past few laps.
They're making moves now, so the inside lane is starting to make something happen. Looking good there, as it looks like Alan Wild will just leading the bottom even more forward now. He's got to the inside of Donnie Kite. Donnie Kite's staying to the outside right now. He's not trying to get by Jared Skinner, who doesn't seem to want to maybe try and get one of his laps back here, but Alan Wild does. Alan Wild, if he stays out in front, he'll be 1 lap down. That could be huge. Just 1 lap down, you're battling with the lucky number. Someone with Donnie Kite, you go 2 laps down, you're still gonna get 1 lap back somehow before you have an opportunity to go 1 lap down and get the lucky dog. Because right now there's still 4 drivers that are 1 lap down right now. So if you're Donnie Kite, you gotta find 2 laps, find your way to get 2 laps back naturally somehow. Either the hard way, maybe get a lucky caution, or maybe or somehow. Maybe get lucky at all the 4 of the 1 lap down drivers getting involved in the wreck.
Yeah, or they may pit a little earlier as well. You just never know. There's now a little bit more racy here in the midpoint of this green flag pit stop cycle. The pit windows, a huge shove of Jared Skinner on the top side.
That inside lane is the most active we've seen it all night long throughout the heats.
Yeah.
As well, they're working strong on the bottom with Alan Wild and that 12 machine of Hunter Sr. as well, and they're pushing each other forward. Alan Wild trying to get one of his laps back the hard way here, just trying to lead the pack and get the extra caution, but Donnie Kite trying to split a middle.
I don't know if you're splitting middle, but it's hard side draft there. Very hard side draft. He may have been making the move there to the inside. That would have been very aggressive here.
I don't even think he would want to make the move to the middle there. I think he would want to try and go around the top lane, but he also is his teammate Jared Skinner up in front of him. I don't know. We'll see how aggressive he gets here, but he's trying to get to the middle, it looked like.
Yeah, it looked like for a moment, maybe just side-jacked hard, but you never know. With how fast you go in these things, any little movement, especially at like a smaller racetrack like Atlanta, compared to like a Talladega, Daytona, every little movement means a little bit more. Inside lane kind of dying back down. Not sure they
inside lane's starting to die off a little bit, but it's still led by that lap machine of the 07 Allen Wild. But here comes Samuel off.
That was close right there.
Aggressive move to the bottom as he cut the nose off of Allen Wild there to keep the inside lane moving forward.
This is alongside Donnie Kite now. This is not for seconds, but it could be for a moment. Because they had the inside not good off of turn number 4. Guy down big time there. Not sure what happened. Not a good run off of turn 4. As there goes Nathan Johnson goes to the inside of Donnie Kite. I was saying I just go back up top. You have no one to help him behind, and looks like they're all going to start the bottom lane. Interesting. Very interesting that we're seeing this so late into this run. Wow.
Sure, yeah, a lot of these drivers going out on the bottom here. 30 laps into this run, so they can go only about maybe about 10, 15 more laps at most. So these drivers getting aggressive, maybe trying to get that extra track position here early.
Yeah, definitely could be
that.
Run,
you want to get in a good track position for pit road.
Yeah, so you're able to brake so much later if you're out in front. So much later, and you gain a lot of time just being able to brake a little bit later into turn number 3 and 4.
So far, looking good for Jared Skinner. Donnie Kite leading the field. And it's inside lane. Still, it's shifted more now as Dustin Coggin now leads it with Nathan Johnson pushing him. Making it really strong right now. Off the turn number 2, down the front straightaway, down the back straightaway here. Still outside dominated by Jared Skinner. Donnie Kite, he's got Hunter Senior now lead. Hunter Senior now up in 3rd there, so the Juicy Spider Machines working strong together there on the top lane. Slowly closing the gap, slowly getting there to that second round of pit stops. Probably within the next 10 laps. When our next pit stop is. I see all blast pit on lap 38. I think these drivers can go about maybe 38 to 40 laps. So we're getting into that window. Everyone's fighting for a position. So Jared Skinner, Donnie Kite, they move down to the bottom of the racetrack. So everyone getting ready to come down pit road here in the next couple of laps. Here comes Jared Skinner, Donnie Kite, Dustin Coggin. Really small pack. One car towards the back of it, but really small pack there. They led the whole time. Dustin Coggin will watch it there. Almost tags the line there. Very close. Now there's a woe down here on the pit entry. Good pit entry, but very small pack there. We'll see. It looks like a lot of more drivers will come down pit road here this time by.
Yeah, drivers being a little bit earlier this time because they had that caution the first lap. Now lap traffic getting out of the pit lane, coming on. It's going to be a hectic going down pit lane.
And we're going to get down pit road here. You know, watch, getting on the pit road as well. You don't want to go over that line. Looks like everyone nice and calm on pit road. Everyone able to do it very easily.
There's only one driver spinning around. That's the third machine.
Thomas Spencer.
There was a lot of time there. Might cost him some draft right there as Alex Anderson currently leads this pack.
Now about half of the rest of the remaining pack now out in front. Now it's about 4 or 5 cars. Alex Anderson, Kyle Herlitsky, Daniel Wallach, Michael James, Isaiah Watchers, and Ruben Arodas. So we got a pack of 6 cars still yet to bid, and they were able to go a little bit longer than everybody else last time by. We'll see. It's not really gonna make a difference as everyone's gonna have to make the same amount of pit stops here to the end. There are 100 laps to go. Currently lead pack. These drivers looking, trying to stand a little bit longer, hoping for a caution. If they get a caution, they can trap a lot of these guys a lap down. This could be huge for some of these drivers. It's like Tony Allison actually jumped the rest of the field right now. Looks like Zach Stewart up front. Actually, Jared, oh no, Jared Skinner's out. It's gonna cycle Jared Skinner. So it looks like Jared Skinner and the Juices pack of Juices Better Car was able to get way out in front of us. It looks like about half the field is split up. So really far separated. Drivers have already pitted. So there's the smaller pack, Jared Skinner. A few of the drivers went about 6 to 8 cars there. Got a pack about 5 to 6, maybe about 2 seconds back. So Zach Stewart, Carl Cantonis, and Brian Marshall, Christian Schrager, all getting left out of the drive. McWilliams all getting shuffled out there, but we'll see how late is how late are these pack of leaders going to be able to stay out. Target number's 80 to go here, really, but they're not going to make it that long. But every extra lap is better here.
He's able to still keep going, which is kind of surprising here. As soon as I said, here they come down pit lane.
Cheers, restaurant here on lap number 80.
Oh, and so on big time there. Looks like okay on pit road. As Jared Skinner and his gang of cars going to drive by and unlap themselves.
So they can jump in front of Daniel Monks, the smaller, and Michael James, smaller pack there. Zay Walters, Kyle Herlitsky, Alex Anderson. We'll see if they can jump in front of the rest of the field. Jared Skinner pack with Dustin Coggin, Donnie Kite, Samuel Hoff pushing. Got Jordan Evans in there as well. They're working the inside, trying to work an inside lane. Will they be able to get out in front? It looks like they will. Coming off of turn 4. Daniel Monks coming off of pit road.
A lot closer than last time, though.
They're going to be able to easily merge on together, so they'll... So it looks like Isaiah Walters not really a good pit stop. He's lacking a little bit, really far off the pace there.
Yeah, he's going to lose the drive.
The rest of them they got really separated on pit road, off of pit road, and Isaiah Walters will lose the draft.
Looks like Alex Anderson.
Let's see with a good pit stop. They're going to merge on perfectly, perfectly back into the pack here. The rest of the field will just go around them, but they'll be able to side draft their way back, and they get back up to speed. Those are the only 2 that actually able to tag along. Everybody else just lost the draft out of the smaller pack that just pitted. So these guys are going to have to pit earlier. They only have an option.
Yeah, they pitted 7 laps before after Jared Skinner, so they can go way longer than everyone else in this main pack. We'll see. Because right now, currently, looks like it's about an 8-car pack here for the race lead. Daniel Molnex, Michael James, Isaiah Watch just a little further on back, but with currently 8 cars have a chance to win this one. Currently, if we stay green the rest of the way. as we're not in the halfway point yet, quite yet in this one. A few laps away from being so, but driver's tied on the outside wall in the front straightaway. As we had the caution lap 1, or pretty much lap 0, technically. But we've been green ever since. We haven't really seen the big one tonight as well. No big wreck. I think we saw Dome Lamp hit the outside wall on the front straightaway. That's kind of the biggest wreck we've seen so far. One driver speeding down pit lane, Thomas Spencer. Other than that, it's been pretty clean, put and very green so far tonight. And it's looking really good on the lights here at Atlanta.
A little bit of action up front. Nathan Johnson with a good shove from behind of Hunter. Get the inside lane moving here. As we're getting right around, almost to the halfway point of this one. Inside lane moving forward, but Nathan Johnson will clear up top. He'll jump up in front of Samuel Hall.
Sam gives him a big shove there on the back straightaway. He'll clear down in turn 3 and 4. He'll stay up top for now. Like, great shove from that 00 machine up top. The Club Penguin machine. What a game that was.
Club Penguin, personally, I never played it. So I wouldn't know. But does get that Club Penguin machine moving on that top lane and pushing that the Liquid Death machine. Well, I see Nathan Johnson. Now I have had Liquid Death. Very good, really nice, clean water, fresh water to drink out of a can. It is not beer, as a lot of people do think. Well, the outside lane moving. Those two drivers, Nathan Johnson, same off, moving forward on the outside lane, but the inside has the most momentum I've ever seen all night long.
Yeah, this outside.
Able to get the inside.
This outside, yeah, I mean, this inside just keeps getting a little bit better and better throughout the race. So I think maybe later on, when we come kind of the last few green flag laps, if we stay green the rest of the way, this inside lane maybe has something for that outside if they really get the numbers on the inside. But I just don't think they have the numbers quite yet. But as soon as I say that, here comes Jared Skinner to the inside.
Try and hop to the bottom, try and leapfrog in front of Samuel Hall for Nathan Johnson. As now we are halfway point as we complete lap number 88. 87.5 is the halfway point of this one. So we're now just past halfway here in Atlanta. Now Toddy Height, he'll hop to the bottom. But right now, only in this lead pack, we only have 11 lead lap cars in this pack. Everybody else is lap cars, so I mean, we are losing more cars per pit stop. So we'll see if some of these drivers can hold on. We stay in this lead pack for the rest of this race. Still gonna have at least 2 more pit stops left in this one.
They're still side by side here for the main pack currently. As it's been anyone's game so far. I mean, but the top dominant drivers so far tonight has been Nathan Johnson, Jared Skinner, and Samuel Hoff. Hunter Senior kind of came up in here late. I've had to start further on back. The bag heat race obviously got involved. Flipped over actually in 1 and 2. Was on his lid in heat number 1. I think with like 3 or 4 laps to go. Had to start all the way down. Now 31st place, he's up 27 spots currently, up in 4th place. He just took his time, made his way up to the field. He's in a good spot, maybe to challenge for this race win late in this one. Still 2 pit stops to go though. But right now, Hunter Senior doing a good job of getting up to the front and having a chance maybe to compete for this race win, or at least a good finishing spot as well.
looking strong right now for Hunter Senior. Still, these drivers just trying to fight for the spots right now. What's really happening? Nathan Johnson on the top lane there in turn number 3 and 4. Yeah, Jared's here on the inside, side by side still.
Senior currently second in the points, so trying to get as many points as he can, maybe to catch up to Sam Hoff and win that regular season championship. But Hoff has just been so good this season. 11 top 10s in 13 races. I mean, no one's really even close. The closest driver is Isaiah Waltrus with 9. Also, Sam Hoff 9 top 5s. Again, no one really close as well. So Hoff having an unbelievable regular season so far. We'll see if he can continue that into the second half of this regular season, deep well into it. But see if he may not maintain this points lead and win the regular season championship.
And Samuel off really strong. Week in, week out. The most top 10s of everybody. 11, the only driver in the double digits.
Yeah.
And only one other driver that's less than has more than 8. So Samuel Hobbs has been clearly consistent, the most consistent compared to anybody else in the series so far this season. And so he's showing it out there tonight, still sitting in 3rd. And minding his time, leading up front, being up front pretty much all night long. Samuel having a really strong run here tonight here.
Yeah, once
still
again.
a long way to go. Still 2 more green flag pit stops. A lot of things can go wrong.
Yeah, definitely. And lap traffic up ahead as well. Also looking at his points is the top 16 for the chase, and right on the cutoff line is Connor Zabosian. Don't believe Connor Zabosian is here tonight. No, he's not. So he's not here tonight. So in 17th place currently is Brian Marshall, who is currently in 13th place on the racetrack. So he's going to be able to gain some points there on Connor Zabosian right on the cutoff line. So he'll probably jump Connor Zabosian actually for that 16th place spot in the chase. As looking through his lap traffic on the top side. Lap traffic going all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. We got currently Hunter Senior kind of stuck on the bottom with Donnie Kite.
And so they have a little bit more momentum now. It's now that they joined the lap machines. A lot of lap cars in this lead pack now. It's more, I think about half its lead lap cars. The rest of it's about lead lap lap cars. So I mean, about half lap cars, half lead lap cars. So this is going to be a little bit tough. I mean, because these drivers picking up lap cars who maybe not have good pit stops, and then they kind of leave them again. They pick them back up another lap. There's a small group of 11 that has just been the most dominant. Those from 12th to 17th, they have their own little pack. Pretty much that's the only other pack on the racetrack. 18, the 4-car pack from 18th to 21st. That's it there. And I mean, just pretty much just the rest of the field right now. But majority of it is just lap cars. It's just top 11 has just been that good. They pretty much lapped the rest of the field on and off pit road. This is time by now. We'll complete lap number 100 and the 100 down, 75 to go here from Atlanta. We're getting into this final soon here in about another 20 laps or so. Maybe 15, 20 laps will be in that another pit window. We'll see that second to last round of pit stops. So these drivers are they're gonna have about that last 50 lap run. So we can see, maybe see some of the drivers try to split it, or we could maybe see a lot of the drivers coming out with about 10 laps to go.
like you mentioned, pit stops coming up here in a moment, so we'll see. Second last pit stop of the night if we stay green the rest of the way. Probably one of the most important ones of the night. That will set you up for the final few 50 or so laps. Well, under that, probably 60 or so, but mostly single file up top, few drivers on the bottom lane. I think that's mostly lap cars though. There's one driver peeking on the inside. I believe it's a 52 machine of Tate LeBray. Yes, it is. He'll come down pit lane this time by with no help though.
So down pit road he goes. I know, lead pack starting to fall back a little bit. Still about single file, so now the inside lane is just really falling back. Still led by Jared Skinner, Nathan Johnson, Sammy Hall, Dustin Coggin, Alex Anderson, top 5. So we're getting within the next 10 laps. You're going to come down pit road again. Have to make one more stop. I know some of these drivers, only 2 of these drivers, like Alex Anderson, Kyle Utsky, they can go a little bit longer. Looks like Michael James was also able to tag along, Isaiah Walsh, so they're actually able to claw their way back up, so good runs from them. But those 4 drivers, they can go a little bit longer. They can maybe go about 5 to 8 laps longer than the leaders right now, so that could make a little bit of a difference. You get a caution at the wrong time, especially on those final round of pit stops. You get a caution within those, a lot of drivers will be pushing, trying to get back up the lead pack, because that's going to be their final opportunity to get lead pack and maybe have a shot at the win. So the aggression is going to start to ramp up once we get into the final pit stop. Jared Skinner still leading pretty much a lot of these laps since the pit stop. Just slowly shaking around, but getting into this penultimate time here. It's actually the lead pack about to catch that smaller pack, the 3-car pack for 19th to 21st. It looks like they're going to come down pit road, and Jared Skinner's going to follow.
Now pit road they go, a little earlier than expected. But I mean, you have a little flexibility. Up in front of him. Wonder
maybe that may be a little planned there.
Could be.
As a lot of juicy sweater machines, Craig Martin, Ruben Rodas, Jared Skinner, Donnie Kite, all coming out pit road together. Try to get the smaller pack going forward. Maybe try and get Jared Skinner jumped out in front of the rest of the field. We'll see a little early stop. Still going to be one more stop to the end. He can easily still make it on a 2-stop race from here on out. So one stop race from here. One stop race from here. Everybody just has to pit one more time after their next pit stop by Dustin Coggin. Hard to the outside wall in turn number 1. He gets in contact with Alex Anderson. They both keep it straight, but they're both hard to the outside wall.
We stay green. Wow.
That could have been night over for Jared Skinner there, and that bring out a yellow.
3 wide, Alex Anderson just hit the outside wall and bounced off of it, it looks like.
That was our first incident pretty much of the night, other than our lap 1 incident.
Yeah, Anderson just hits the outside wall, misjudged it a little bit, and then bounces right into Dustin Coggin. And their nights are over. The chance of the win are over as well.
Here comes about half the field, half the lead lap pack now as Nathan Johnson, Samuel Hall come down pit road, as Eric Kemp, Hunter Sr. also come down as well. There's only 4 drivers still staying out here, and that's going to hurt Kyle Howitsky, Michael James, Daniel Wannix, as they lost Alex Anderson there, and Alex Anderson was one of those drivers who could go a little bit longer. So now it's only a 4-car pack, as they do have Michael James, Daniel Wannix, Isaiah Walcher, just Kyle Howitsky. Now lost their helper of Alex Anderson, so that's going to make it a little bit tougher for those 4. See, they're working pretty strong together right now. They currently are leader. They can go a little bit longer than the rest of this field. See how this goes here, but we're closing in all these pit stops. And we'll have one more round of pit stops. But will some of these drivers maybe split a little bit early, pit a little bit earlier, split a little bit longer. See how this plays out.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how these drivers use. Here comes Jared Skinner, Samuel Hoff, Donnie Kite, currently in 5th place. It's top 4 still yet to pit, so they can probably go around 3 or 4 laps longer at this point in the race. 62 laps to go gives them a little bit more flexibility at the end of this one as well.
Drivers looking strong still. Let's see, Daniel Onyx, Michael James. Isaiah Waters, these 4 are able to go much longer. If they get a caution, this could really catapult them forward. They can keep a lot of the field trapped a lap down. Skinner, Daniel, Donnie Kite. So it looks like the other packs did stay together.
And Brian Marshall currently leads this pack for around 10th place. But right now, the top 4 drivers pretty much doing the same lap times as the pack behind them, so not really gaining any time right now currently. But the time they might gain, it will be going onto pit lane with such a smaller pack. You can really push it a lot harder on the entry of the pit lane compared to if you're in the bigger pack as well. So could be seeing some, I guess, quote-unquote hidden time gained. You know, on the racetrack currently, they're not really gaining too much time.
It looks like once these top 4 pit, it looks like we might have about 15 on the lead lap. So only about 15 drivers on the lead lap, and then it looks like the main pack only has about 11. It looks like that maybe has about eight cars. It's really Jared Skinner, Samuel Hoff, Hunter Sr., Eric Kep, and Nathan Johnson. Actually, Nathan Johnson didn't even make the lead pack, so it looks like only four drivers are made the lead pack. The rest are just lap cars, and the rest of the pack of about 9th on back. They're about 3-4 seconds back from the looks like the provisional lead pack.
Here comes the top 4 coming out pit lane this time by. Where will they cycle out to? Coming up to the second last pit stop here currently. Probably one of the most important ones here tonight.
See how long they can go. They're looking like these drivers can take it to about 17 to go.
They also can pit earlier as well, so they have a lot of flexibility, like I was mentioning, a lot of flexibility for these drivers. Compared a little bit more as Isaiah Walters or Richardson's pit stall has to back up quickly. As he's only taking left sides only, it looks like. Interesting call there.
Yeah, 2 tires can be a call as well.
It's interesting that's left sides only.
2 tires only.
Left side seem a little different, but I mean maybe the left side's aware a little bit more. As here comes the second pack, or the main pack, led by Jared Skinner. Where will the front pack cycle out? So they come across the line. Karolinsky getting up to speed here currently. They just don't. They'll be up to speed, but they won't be in front. So it's gonna be very close. Actually, it's gonna be very close. Will they hop up in line?
Let's see how aggressive do they throw this block here. They're gonna get up to speed, but they'll be able to tag along to this lead pack here. So it looks like, I believe we're gonna only have about a lead lap car, about 9 lead lap cars in the lead pack. The rest are gonna be lap machines. So We'll see here this will, as that will fully cycle the rest of the field. So they'll merge back into this pack now, getting back up to speed here with 55 laps to go. So it's going to be Jared Skinner, Samuel Hoff, Kyle Holinsky, Hunter Sr., Daniel Malnick, Eric Kep, Michael James, Isaiah Walters, and Isaiah Walters in the lead pack. So we'll have 8 cars in the lead pack. Eight lead lap cars in the lead pack. Nathan Johnson is in a secondary pack, about 7 seconds back, with all filled with lap cars. They actually separating a little bit on themselves.
Yeah, we could see that here.
That's on a 3-car pack of 11th to 13th, and a 2-car tandem for 14th and 15th. So it looks like by the end of this race, we're probably only going to have about 10 cars in the lead lap.
You know, it's kind of surprising here, but a track like Atlanta, you know, it's kind of hard to get on and off pit lane, a lot harder than like a Daytona or Talladega. I mean, we've been green for around 118 laps or so, 119 laps. So, not too unexpected. Still one more pit stop to go. But man, this one should be a good one here late. But hopefully lap traffic doesn't play a factor too much in this one, as right now, Davis Green has a little bit of a buffer to him and Samuel Hoff, about a 3-car buffer actually right now. So maybe that was kind of the plan all along, just have a little buffer. At this point, Jared Skinner, if he can do the same thing here in his last pit stop, the little teammates behind him as well, that could maybe give him the race win here, because we're really noticing the outside wall on the entry of turn 1. So it could be a little team game here late in this one at Atlanta.
We get work early, but a lot of lap cars could play a factor in this battle for the win. It's really going to make a big difference in who wins this race. It's going to be where the lap cars are going to be at. As it looks like it's really just going to be fighting the lap cars in this pack. Who's going to go with you? Who's going to be able to go up front? Or will some of them just drop to the back and let the leaders fight it out? A lot of them just hoping for a caution. A lot of them are a lap down, though. A lot of them are only 1 lap down, so they're fighting for the lucky log themselves. And it looks actually only 2 of them in the lead pack are a lap down. It's Thomas Spencer, Craig Martin. So they're fighting for the lucky dog themselves. Everybody else a lap down is in a secondary pack. So the rest of them are two or more down. Unfortunately for Donnie Kite, if he didn't have that penalty, he's still only 3 laps down. He's really been one of the only drivers. It's been the only driver that isn't a lap down. He's the only driver that's a lap down that's actually kept with the lead pack throughout all these pit stops and not lose any more laps, or not lost the pack originally. So Donnie Kite, he's been on the good on-off pit road as well, but he just got that penalty, got cycled out of the pack, had to take a drive-through. Unfortunately, lost extra laps, losing the draft, and unfortunately it went green the whole race. Not what Donnie Kite wanted. He's just trying to battle it through, but at this point, Donnie Kite, he's just here to help his teammates at this point. No chance he's got to make up 3 laps from 3 laps down here with 50 to go.
Yeah, it's pretty much, it'll be a Hail Mary shot pretty much at this point, unless we get a bunch of yellows, but with so many cars being a lap down, it's pretty much impossible for him. Just riding around, maybe help his teammate Jared Skinner out and try to get him the race win. Really doing a good job at that, but with the 47 laps to go this time by, we've been green for a long time. Not sure, I've been broadcasting the Cup Series races this season, but I'm not sure what the longest green flag run is, but I mean, this one has to be up there, I would assume so.
So far looking strong here. Keep it green with 47 to go. So everyone's single file here through the lead pack, just trying to get the laps ticked off here. Got 1 last pit stop to go. Now these drivers are just trying to link it up. We're just trying to get into that final pit stop window. As the window opens up at about 5 to 10 laps. I think the longest thing can probably go about 30 to 40 laps. So So 35 to go seems to be about the safe number. It's probably 10 more laps. The window is safely open. Also, it gives you a little bit of extra wiggle room with green-white checkers if there was to have one. So about 10 more laps. A final pit window will be open. But for now, single file through the back here with 45 laps to go. We're going to take this opportunity to elevate, crank it up here from Legacy, here from Atlanta. We're back from our Crank It Up segment here at Atlanta, as now with 38 laps to go. Still single file through the lead pack currently. And Jared Skinner leads the field with Donnie Kitis, teammate, and Craig Martin behind him, as long as Ruben Rodas, but second place of Samuel Hoff. 4 cars back from Jared Skinner currently right now. It's Hunter Sr. in third, right behind Samuel Hoff. And then it's Eric Kemp in fourth. There's Eric Kemp in fourth, just a car behind him. But a mix of lap machines there in this pack. Majority of this lead pack is lap down cars, so only 8 lead lap cars here in this lead pack. Current last one, eighth place of Michael James, pretty much all the way to the tail end of it. They can go a little bit longer. Him, Michael James, Daniel Monix, Kyra Holitsky, Isaiah Waters, they can go longer, a little bit longer for the rest of the field. So it's pretty much gonna be 4 and 4. I think it's gonna be. I think really the big key right now is gonna be Jared Skinner, Samuel Hoff, Hunter Sr., Eric Kemp. those drivers, they're going to be battling within themselves. It's be Kyle Litsky, Isaiah Walters, Daniel Monix, Michael James. They're going to try and make their time up after the first round of drivers pit. Now, some of these drivers that first four I mentioned, like Steve Skinner, Samuel Hoff, those drivers, they have a few lap cars to work with these teammates that have been pitting with them. Michael James, Kyle Halitsky, Isaiah Walters, Daniel Monix, they've just been pitting all just for them together by themselves. So one of them make the mistake, that could be huge and determining on when or if they tag along to this lead pack here, the most crucial stop of the night. It's been green all race long. It's been 8 laps, 8 lead lap cars. It's really been who has been the most consistent on and off pit road here tonight. And that's really who's shined up front. The 8 lead lap cars, they've been the most consistent on and off pit road tonight. All the other drivers just made too many mistakes that lost them way too much time off pit road and put them laps down. And now these drivers, these 8, looking to try and battle it out for the win here. 34 laps to go. The pit window is open for some of these drivers to come down pit road. I would expect Jared Skinner. He was one of the earliest ones to pit last time by. He last pitted on lap 108 as he looked, and a much shorter pit stop than the last time they pitted. Shit, a lap 108, 109. So they're looking about 4 laps into this run 30 laps into this run right now. So these drivers are gonna have to pit within the next 5 to 10 laps. So Jared Skinner, probably see some of his teammates, Donnie Kite, Greg Martin, Ruben Rodas, they're gonna come down pit road here soon. Actually, there they go, right now, they're coming down pit road. 33 laps to go. Big send for Donnie Kite. 3 laps down, had a pre-race penalty. Take a drive-through early on, and he just has not had the caution to get his luck back and get his laps back. Now he's just helping his teammate Jared Skinner. As she's come down pit road. Hunter Senior makes it down pit road as well. Eric Kemp follows him through. That's going to shake up the lead pack. It's now Samuel Hoff trying to block up in front.
Gonna try and maintain that sharp position here currently. Drivers behind can go way longer than him. He's really the odd one out. If they really want to, they could ditch him and he might pit by himself. As everyone behind him here, currently on the lead lap, can go around about 7 laps longer than Samuel Hoff.
Yeah, not going to be looking good for Samuel Hoff here.
We'll see if he has some help
drivers
here.
leave him. These drivers can easily leave Samuel Hoff.
Yeah, his chance of the win will be over. There he goes to the inside.
Oh, they're going to go right now. They're going to move to the inside.
So if Samuel Hoff pits a little early here, this could spell disaster here for him late in this one.
I think if I was him, I'd have to pit. You'd have to pit now. You're going to try and merge onto the other pack. I mean, the good news is he is with a pack right now. The issue is he's going to be pitting by himself. So he's just going to get on and off pit road perfectly. Oh, big wiggle.
There might be more issues here in the moment. Wow, what a save there for Samuel Hoff. There's 1 driver pitting here, 2 drivers pitting here, down pit lane they go. That was wow. Him and Thomas Spencer almost got tangled up together in 1 and 2, and Samuel Hoff almost had a big problem there. But luckily he stays alive here late in this one. 30 laps to go, 29 this time by.
And those drivers pitting. Oh, we have caution! Caution out of the racetrack!
Craig Martin, though he's in pit lane, well, he's a black flag. Craig Martin has a black
It is Hunter Senior and through turn number 3. Hunter Senior. That contact, it looked like it was Zach Stort. They both had contact. It was Hunter Senior.
Just pitted, I believe. Yeah, he just pitted last lap.
It was that second pack. He merged in with the second pack here. The lead pack with Jared Skinner. And this is going to hurt that pack now as well. This is going to really shake it up. But it looks like he had a bump. Oh, Zach Stort really low on the racetrack. Hunter Senior slid up a little bit.
Could have been a little neck code there as well.
But that was only our second caution of the night. And that's going to shake up everything because now Zach Stort, he was on the lead lap. He has not pitted.
Yeah, he is on the lead lap.
In a bit. He could stay out and maybe spoil the party for the rest of this field, but it looks like a lot of the drivers are going to try and take the wave here.
You definitely.
It's really going to be interesting.
Go to the pit here. He hasn't pitted in 36 laps, so you'll have to definitely come down pit lane this time by.
A lot of one lap down drivers, they're gonna have to pit. But how many of them risked trying to stay out? We get a quick yellow within about 5 laps or so, but that's our second caution of the night.
Wow.
After lap 1 incident on the start of the race. To really shake up the strategy now. That gives Daniel Volnick and Michael James, Samuel Hoff a free pit stop. Isaiah Walters, Kyle Litsky, they could have pit road. So interesting there. A lot of they all come down pit road. About some of them stayed out there, but they still hold the lead.
Yeah, all of them will have to come down pit lane because they easily cannot make it on fuel. Like Kerlinsky, very quick pit stop for him. Samuel Hoff fixing some damage there possibly. In pit lane for a little longer, maybe him and Thomas Spencer lot contact, give him some right side damage.
So we have a lot of wave around cars here. A lot of drivers deciding to take the wave around.
Yeah, that most of them just pitted here. So yeah, Jordan Evans is the last driver 1 lap down. So about 7 drivers fighting for the lucky dog here. Make it 8 actually now. So 8 drivers will be fighting 1 lap down for the lucky dog spots. And McBasketball just got a penalty, not sure why. Most likely speeding in the pits or exited a little too quickly off of pit lane. And up on the white line.
So now pit Rodas goes Caleb Yates, Stuart Skinner, Ruben Rodas, Donnie Kite, Eric Capps, Hunter Sr., Brian Marshall, Brandon McWilliams, Michael Malm, Tate Duprett, Carl Cantonis, Jordan Warnock, Alvaro Lopez, Christopher Bush, David Nemmert, Craig Martin will all take a wave around. A lot of drivers taking the wave rounds there, as a few of them getting back on the lead lap, a few of them getting back to 1 lap down, a few of them getting back to 2, a couple of them getting back to 3. Donnie Kite will be back to 3 laps down. That was the yellow he needed much earlier to get back down to 2 laps down, but he's going to be 3 laps down here. A lot of mix of strategy, a lot of lap cars here. So we 14 drivers on the lead lap. A few of them will have to start from the tail end of the pack. So Jordan Evans to Michael Malm, Tate Duprett, Jordan Warnock, Albert Lopez, Christopher Bush, David Nemmert. They will all be battling for the lucky dog if we do get a caution. All right, now we do have 14 drivers on the lead lap, and it's going to be about 9th on back. It's got to start behind all the tail end of the lap cars, so they're going to have to work their way up through the back here. We'll restart with 25 laps to go here from Atlanta. Here for the Rinsley, 275. The pace car will take that hard left turn onto pit road for only the 3rd time tonight. And green flag back in the air. Good restart for Kyle Litsky as he has his teammates working with him up front. Top 4, Kyle Litsky, Daniel Monix, Isaiah Walters, and Michael James as Terlitsky will go up quickly. Daniel Monix left at the dry, all on the bottom, all by himself. Let's see if they get a gap for him on the top lane. Looks like Michael James trying to lay back just a little bit, try and find his way up. No, so Daniel Monix trying to get his way up, and there he goes. So he'll slide his way in. But see, Sam Hall gonna try to go to the top lane, 3 wide. And not gonna happen. He got in the wall, and that's gonna cycle out. Now the top 3 with a big gap into the rest of the field. This could be some stressful moments. Some drivers not getting good restarts could really shake up the pack.
Samuel getting overtaken on the outside by Michael James. Can James clear Samuel off down into number 1? Not quite. Top has no help from behind, but neither does James. He has some draft ahead.
So far, side by side, Samuel Hoff with Michael James. He's gonna slot in line in front of Nathan Johnson. Forces his way in the line there. Laps are ticking down now. A lot of the field back together. The inside lane, though, not really getting good runs on the bottom. Starting to move a little bit. He's got Zach Stort leaving the inside lane. Zach Stort on the lead lap. He's got Alan Wild behind him. A couple laps down. Nathan Johnson leaving the outside. So we got a good bit of lap cars working the inside lane, trying to get the inside lane moving, trying to get their lap back. Inside lane not very strong. We saw the inside lane was working pretty well together, but now Samuel Hoff actually gets to the top lane 3 wide, gonna get in the wall. Gonna try and split Michael James to the middle 3. Looked like it may work here. Where is everybody else gonna go? That's the question. As they're still gonna be stuck middle 3, that's gonna allow the top 3 to pull away. And allow actually Zach Stort to get up in front as well. Michael James fighting for his life in the middle 3 wide right now. Just trying to get clear of a lane. He knows that middle is going to fall back. He's staying in the middle, not going to be able to do it. He's going to see if he can slot his way up, force his way in line. He will to the top lane. Samuel Hoff trying to get around the outside. He does it to Zach Stort as well. Samuel Hoff making moves on the top lane. He's got another run. He's going to get to the outside of Daniel Monix as well. Samuel Hoff moving on the top lane, making the moves. These right now is to Tyler Horinsky and Isaiah Walters, but reactively they will just start to plant their race cars right up against the outside wall. You cannot give up the top lane here.
Yeah, you cannot late in this one with 19 laps to go. Here comes the inside lane though. Jared Skinner getting pushed by his teammate Ani Kite, who is 3 laps down still. Has a big run here on the inside for Jared Skinner.
Skinner working with the run from Donnie Kite. Gonna go down into turn number 1 and 2. Off of turn number 2 will be Donnie Kite pushing Jared Skinner, getting his teammate out in front. Great moves to the bottom. I think that's one of the first times we've seen the inside lane work to get the driver on the inside clear up top. And Jared Skinner now, he's got lap car. He's got a lap cars blocking every lane behind him. Jared Skinner, he's got Donnie Kite blocking him behind Alan Wild on the inside. I mean, he's got pretty much lap cars boxing every other lead lap car in right now for Jared Skinner. This is looking very good for Jared Skinner here. Over to 16 laps to go.
Because right now, Jared Skinner in a great spot here currently. I mean, I don't know about you, but there's no better spot to be for Jared Skinner. Teammate behind, no worry out back, him being a lapped car. So, I mean, Jared Skinner, if this thing goes green, this could be one tough guy to beat here late.
He's going to really just have to watch the run behind, but he does have a teammate to block it for him if he needs it. It's going to be Kyle here. Isaiah Walters, I would be the one to watch out for. But right now, Alan Wild trying to get the inside lane moving. Jordan Evans, those drivers fighting for a lap, trying to get a lap back. Hoping for a yellow, maybe able to get a lap back here. But 15 laps to go. Time is running out. Go lap machine. They're going to put the 93 Carl Katonis a lap down. That car oh, we got a car around the 4 machine, sideways, saves it. What a save from the 4. So what a save from the 4 of Tony Allison.
Let's take a quick look at this one.
Maxwell that went a lap down. Big save there.
Yeah, it's a bad shot.
Around the wall.
Little side. little neck kill as well, but what a save there. Keeps it green. A little damage as well from some other drivers.
Jared Skinner leads the field. He's got Donnie Kite right there in second, trying to keep the lane moving on the top. Alan Wild, Jordan Evans pushing on the bottom. Trying to make something happen.
Only 12 laps to go, and there's a 3 wide behind, almost 4 wide. Team off on the very top side, and they make it stick here through 1 and 2. Now back to 3 wide. As they watch us in the middle of last week's winner at Kentucky. Can he go back to back?
To get the win. Jared Skinner up front. He's got the lap cars behind him.
Yeah, no driver has gone back-to-back so far this season. Isaiah Watrous in a good spot here in 6th place late in this race. And he may be the first one this season to go back-to-back.
So to do for Isaiah Watrous, who's coming to 10 laps to go here in Atlanta. As the laps have been riding down, it's been a long race here tonight. Is Jared Skinner leading Donnie Kite, his teammate, but Kyle Linsky's gonna jump to the top 3 wide, almost 3 wide for a second. He's gonna force Donnie Kite out of the way. It's forced Donnie Kite into the middle. Aggressive movement, got caution out of the racetrack.
Brian Marshall around backwards off of turn number 2 with 10 laps to go.
Brian Marshall goes around the 94.
Pretty destroyed there. There's one, oh, another car driver. I think it's, not sure exactly who that is, but. Oh, wow. Vicious hits.
Hard hit there. Brian Marshall, one of the other lead lap cars. They're battling there.
Ruben Rodas and.
Attack Ruben Rodas. Oh, 70 machine there. That's Caleb Yates getting a piece of that. Caleb Yates was two laps down now. Already
it's
lapped
kind of
down,
a
lap
pusher to pusher
there.
situation there. I think Ruben kind of got pushed into trying to check up, but not really. Kind of made contact first and kind of a little pusher to pusher, but 2 cars destroyed tonight as everyone else avoids pretty easily. Let's go rack it back up here. Right around 7 laps to go, maybe, or so. Maybe 6 to go when we go back green.
Now we're going to restart here. It's going to be a small dash to the finish like we saw in the heats. The heats were 9 laps. We're going to have under a 6 lap shootout to finish this one out. We'll see if we can make it 6 laps here, and maybe we might have one more caution. Lot can happen. Lot can happen still in the last 6 laps. You know, really long green flag run earlier.
Let's go out. So we're gonna go green with 6 laps to go here. Man, this one's gonna be interesting. Currently, a bunch of cars lap down could be in this pack as well. So I mean, kind of a mix of lap cars and only lap cars. And one, obviously, the first about 11 or so will be on the lead lap. But I mean, man, I mean, it'd be tough for a lot of these drivers, especially pretty much half the drivers that you're racing with are gonna be a lap down. So just gotta hope that you have some teammates up here and that can work with you, and maybe you have a chance to win it here late. But Jared Screen has been really good on these restarts. He's been able to clear it quite easily, but now he's not gonna really have any help from Johnny Kites, who was behind him for most of the last run there. But man, as a driver, you gotta be a little nervous. He's kind of the moments to live for as well, you know, green, white, checkered, or have similar 6 laps to go. With a super spirit type of race, should be a fun one here late.
So here we go, getting ready to go. 6 lap shootout. We'll see if we make it to the white flag. Well, we have one more caution that sends us to overtime. The IRC pacer will take the hard left turn onto pit road. It'll be Kyle Linsky on the inside. It'll be Jared Skinner on the outside with the race lead. And a good shove from Nathan Johnson. A great launch from the outside lane. 6 to go here from Atlanta. And it looks like we're already splitting 3 wide. Samuel split by Hunter Sr. on the bottom. The bottom already split up, but it looks like Samuel off split to the middle, into the sucker hole, middle 3 wide.
Yeah, he's already back to 11th place, now 12th place there. Not sure if he can regroup in time.
Oh, big wiggle! Daniel Maddox almost goes around. What a save there. So to shove Michael James to the middle of the racetrack. So here comes Nathan Johnson for the lead. 5 to go here from Atlanta. It's Jared Skinner on the top, Nathan Johnson on the bottom. The inside lane, they're going to try the hardest they can go. The outside has been dominant all night long. It's always been the dominant lane. We'll see if the inside lane, can they get something happening late here with 5 to go. Kyle Linsky pushing Jared Skinner forward. He's got his teammate Isaiah Walters just behind, right behind him. They can easily maybe make a jump and maybe leapfrog Jared Skinner here.
Yeah, they want to.
As the inside lane's completely died out. The top lane fully clear now.
Yeah, as we look at Samuel off, he's already back up to 5th, maybe in 4th here in a few moments.
As Daniel Mullis jumps to the bottom, here comes Kyle Linsky going for the race lead now on the inside, trying to make something happen. Isaiah Walters will leave. Isaiah Walters will leave Jared Skinner. They're going to push the inside lane forward, trying to get something happen, but the outside lane builds the momentum. Here comes Samuel Hoff and Jared Skinner. Big shove on the top lane. Michael James now. The third wheel was just in the center. He was just in the middle of 2 laps ago. Thought he was going to go all the way to the tail end of the pack. Here comes Nathan Johnson as well. But the outside lane, dominant run as Samuel Hoff now. 2nd in line, right behind Jared Skinner. Does he have an opportunity to maybe steal this one away here? Coming to 2 to go here in Atlanta.
Inside lane dying quickly. As big check up there for Kyle Linsky and Isaiah Walters.
Through 3 and 4. Skinner leads. Hoff 2nd. 3rd is Michael James. Nathan Johnson clear for 4th. Ruben Rodas right there in 5th as well. Ruben Rodas a lap down though. They could play a factor. Samuel Hoff jumps to the bottom into turn number 1 and 2. Goes side by side with Jared Skinner. He's going to get side jet back. Nathan Johnson going to try and follow, trying to push the inside forward, but the outside lane just has so much momentum. The progressive banking here in this ARCA car working well in the outside lane. But Samuel Hoff on the inside, getting a shove for Nathan Johnson through 3 and 4 for the ultimate time. Really making max in the white.
As here they come, white flag in the air one more time around Atlanta. There's a wrecking behind, but still stay green.
Wrecked behind, white flag is out, 1 lap to go here in Atlanta. Samuel Hoff gets turned by Nathan Johnson in turn 1. Nathan Johnson goes around as well. A few others get tagged along. Single file field through the single file to the back straightaway. It's Hunter's here trying to look for the inside into turn 3, but here comes Jared Skinner into 1 and 2. Michael James shoving him behind. Off of turn 4. Michael James jumps to the bottom. Side draft to the line. Is it enough? No, it's not. Jared Skinner will win in Atlanta.
Unreal final lap there, coming to the finish line. Wow.
Carl Quintona survived the wreck. He gets the top 3. He was a lap down a little bit ago. Good run for the 99. Hunter C was almost trying to get to the inside there in turn 3.
Yeah,
almost slowed him up, but 6 thousandths of a second. Jared Skinner holds on. What a finish here from Atlanta. Jared Skinner will burn it down and wins the Whitney 275 at Echo Park Speedway. Jared Skinner continues to burn it down. A great win, dominated a lot of that race as well.
Definitely.
Oh, he celebrates, and the rest of it, the rest of the field celebrates. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here from Atlanta for our post-race interviews. Welcome back here to Atlanta, here at Echo Park Speedway, as we just wrapped up tonight's Rentley 275, as welcome to the post-race coverage here for the SuperStar ARCA Cup. As before we get to our post-race interviews here, let's take a look at tonight's results here for the Rentley 275 by 6,000ths of a second. It was Jared Skinner able to get the win. Michael James picking up in second. Carl Gatona's picking up third. Hunter Senior in fourth. Isaiah Walters around the top five. We'll talk to those five in just a moment. Samuel Hoff finishing in sixth. Thomas Spencer in seventh. Brandon McWilliams in eighth. Jordan Evans in ninth. And rounding out the top 10, Zach Storr. Finishing 11th is the 63 Eric Kent, the last driver on the lead lap. Nathan Johnson in 12th. Tate Lee Prent in 13th. Christian Bush in 14th. Ira Lopez in 15th. Jordan Warnock 16th. Michael Baum 17th. David Nemmer in 18th. 19th. Daniel Wallach, and 20th is Kyle Herlitsky. 21st tonight is Tony Allison. Jimmy Yankus in 22nd. 23rd is 95 Alex McQueen. Donnie Tate in 24th. Rogan Otis 25th. 26th Alec Wild. Christian Strager 27th. Craig Martin in 28th. Tim Basfeld and Brian Marshall on 29th and 30th, respectively. 31st is Caleb Yates. Dustin Collier in 32nd. 33rd Alex Anderson. Dylan Lamb running our 34 car field here tonight. Now those are the results. Those are the provisional results for now. There are a lot of drivers did get wrecked coming to the, as you did saw, they were a lot of them did get wrecked coming to the white flag. A lot of them have black flag penalties that would be clear. Maybe shake it up a little bit. So we'll see. Maybe that might be slightly different, but our top five is locked in. So we'll talk to those. We'll talk to those five now. Hunter Senior is not here in fourth, but we will be able to talk to our fifth place finisher tonight so far. Isaiah Walters, welcome in to the booth, finishing in fifth tonight. You're working strong together throughout those pit stops tonight. You guys are able to go a little bit longer. Kind of what was talking through your strategy, kind of be able to overcut through everybody else.
Well, we were tight knit as a team. We went long every stop, and we caught a very fortunate yellow during a pit stop that kept us on the lead lap and able to pit for some good ones. So we had some good teamwork all around, but at the end it just kind of fizzled out with some wrecks. But it was a good showing.
Yeah, you're able to come around with a fourth place finish there, working together there late. But overall, in this race, we saw pit road was one of the biggest ones. One of the biggest factors. Getting on and off pit road, it really shook up the field. You only had about 8 lead lap cars there at that around that final pit stop. So just how tough getting on and off pit road here in Atlanta? How tough was it getting on and off pit road compared to normal super speedway like Daytona and Talladega?
The entry is so unique. You're flat-footing it into the entry. So that's something very interesting. I was downshifting, diamonding it to make the best time, but thankfully we didn't pit with much other people, but I'm sure it was a big stack up otherwise.
Yeah, but overall, you're still able to pick up a solid fifth place finish here tonight. But before we send off on the way, any sponsors to thank for tonight's top five?
I'd just like to thank my teammates, always from the race around, and JV Designs, another good car. Put in the top five, can't be mad at that.
Once again, congrats on your top five. We will see you next week in Darlington.
Thank you.
So it's our fifth place finisher tonight of Isaiah Walters. And now we'll bring in our fourth place finisher of Hunter Senior here tonight here in Atlanta. Able to pick up a solid fourth place finish. You're in that final pack of 4 cars there. What do you think differently there to maybe try and pick up the race win?
Man, I really don't know. I'm not good at these restrictor plate races. I'm not a big fan of them, but I don't know what else I could have done. I think I put myself in a pretty good scenario and just chose the wrong lane. If I would have rather seen Jared win, I would choose Jared to win over getting a win myself.
Hey, able to get the win. You were working with him all night long as well, working well with your teammates. How important was that tonight? Were you working with your teammates, especially getting on and off pit road tonight and with pit strategies?
Well, I mean, when you have a group of guys like Donald and Jared and Brian and Craig, and not only those guys, but when we work with Josh Adams, Juicy Spider, and this can go for every single person that watches this broadcast and races. Juicy Spider is the best team on restrictor plates, and there's no doubt about it. And this group of guys, no matter what league we're in, restrictor plates for some reason we kill it. And it comes down to Donald and Josh. Those two are geniuses, and they're the reasons that we were able to do what we did tonight. You guys dominated tonight's race, had a lot of laps led, and able to solidify it out, get the win. You're able to get up a solid top 5 finish, finishing in 4th tonight. But before we send off on the way, any sponsors that would you like to thank for tonight's 4th place run? Yes, sir, man. Juicy Spider, like I said, I mentioned, hopefully when you guys are, watching Talladega, hopefully we put on a show for you guys like we did tonight. Juicy Spider, High Side Podcast, Mike, Josh, Jared, Donald, Nick, the whole group of guys, not only them, but Craig and Brian, amazing group of guys to work with. Splash and Go Graphics, he did my PIB paint scheme tonight, and hopefully that was, enjoying for you guys to watch. Hopefully you guys like that paint scheme. Hopefully it stood out. Splash and Go, if you haven't, if you need a paint, make sure you go to Cosman. He absolutely just kills these paints, and he's amazing at it. And big thanks to them. Pib Extra, I can't enjoy top 5 without drinking some Pib. So every single one of these guys that I mentioned, they're amazing, and you couldn't ask for a better group of guys to work with. And thanks to you guys for broadcasting. I can't wait to go back and watch.
Once again, congrats on your 4th place finish here tonight. We'll see you next week at Darlington.
Yes, sir. You guys have a good night.
So it's our 4th place finisher tonight of Hunter Senior. Now we'll get to our podium here tonight. We'll bring in Carl Kitsonis, our 3rd place finisher. Almost had an opportunity to steal that one away, just less than a 10th away from winning that one. But you had an up and down night. You're kind of battling around a lap down earlier, just kind of fighting to stay on lead lap. Kind of talk us through your night. How were you able to drive back up and get back up into the top 5?
That was the plan, honestly, from the get-go. After watching the heat races, specifically the heat race I was in, it was a mess. I figured there was going to be a lot of cautions. Clearly, there weren't. So I almost got caught out there. But yeah, I got lucky with that second to the last caution. I was all the way back there, was able to take tires, and brought me all the way up to the front.
Yeah, you battled it very well, able to get back up to 4th, but kind of talk us through your night on and off pit road. It's definitely a unique pit road. You got to get a flat on the apron through 3 and 4. Just kind of how tough was that? How was the game plan with that tonight? And getting on and off pit road, how tough was that?
It was different. I wasn't expecting it. This is my first time ever running at this track, so luckily I got a black flag in practice, entering pit road illegally, and was able to figure it out there instead of in the race. But I think it was the first green flag stop. I was back there in 27th with my teammates, and we had a terrific pit road entry and made it all the way up. I believe it was into 10th, just off of the pit road alone. So we learned there pretty early if we were able to pit on our own as a group, we had a good chance of making up some time on pit road just with how much of a gaggle it was getting in there.
Yeah, but overall, you were able to work your way back up, get a solid top 3 finish here tonight. Before we send off on the way, any sponsors you have to thank for tonight's 3rd place run?
Rentley. I was happy to have them on the car today. I'm going to have them on the car for all 3 of the races that they're sponsoring. And I'm just happy we could put on a good show for you all with this being your first race with us this season.
And once again, congrats on your 3rd place run. We'll see you next week at Arlington.
Thanks. You have a good one, boys.
So it's Carl Kitsonis, our 3rd place finisher here tonight from Lanza. Now we'll bring in our 2nd place finisher. Here we'll bring in our 2nd place finisher, Michael James, unfortunately the losing end of the closest finish in SuperStar ARCA Cup history. 0.06 of a second short. What do you think you could have done differently there and come into the run of the line and maybe steal that one away?
I don't know that anything could have gone differently. I think that was just kind of where the cards fell going into the last lap there. I know Sam went to the inside with his teammate, and it was just me and Jared, both on different teams, but without a teammate up there. So I just decided to push Jared and get him up there. And then I think that was really just where the cards fell. I don't think I could have done anything differently. So I'm pretty happy with the P2.
Finishing there in 2nd, solid run. I mean, 0.6 of a second short. Really good run for you tonight. You're battling pitting with Isaiah Waltrus, Daniel Monix all night long, and Alex Anderson as well. Kind of having a different pit strategy. You guys were able to go much longer than everybody else on pit road, on the racetrack. Can I talk us through your strategy and getting on and off pit road tonight? What was your game plan with the strategy?
Yeah, all those guys were all on the same team, the Race Tech Real Talk Racing team, and kind of at the beginning there, we weren't really sure how the race was going to go in terms of wrecks, so we decided to take fuel after that first caution right away. That put us in a pretty good fuel spot and just go to the back and see what happened. And then yeah, I think if we didn't get that caution at the end of the race, we were definitely on a really good strategy for our whole team to finish really good. But yeah, we were just thinking let's save, see where everything falls out, and push when everyone else pits, and it seemed like it was working pretty good there.
Yeah, you guys were able to go much longer. You got that yellow as well throughout that during the middle of the cycle, but you guys able to work your way up and get a solidify at least one of you guys a second place finish here tonight with you. Before you send off on the way, any sponsors they think for tonight's second place run?
Yeah, just shout out to the whole Race Tech Real Talk Racing team. Daniel, Isaiah have been a huge help for me this whole season in terms of a good learning season for me. And just shout out to the whole SuperStar ARCA Racing League and Sam for putting this all on, and you guys for broadcasting.
And once again, congrats on the second place finish here tonight from Atlanta. We'll see you next week at Darlington.
Thank you.
So that was our second place finisher, Michael James. And now we'll bring in our race winner here tonight. Our race winner, Jared Skinner, able to win by 0.06 of a second, the closest finish in the SuperStar ARCA Cup history. How's it feel able to win tonight's race?
Oh man, it's awesome. From leading a ton of laps tonight and getting the help from Donnie Kite and Hunter Sr. And also Craig Martin. It was awesome to finally cap off from the pole, lead laps, and then finally get that win.
You're able to battle it out there late through those final few laps, but you were pretty much dominating a lot of the race tonight, mainly to your success on and off pit road with your team. Just how tough was getting on and off pit road tonight and with that strategy?
It felt pretty good after the first one. The first one is the one where I kind of gauged, okay, how fast are we on and off, and how fast is the field, and we kept coming out ahead every time after all the cycles went through. It was really just that last one right after we came out. The caution comes out. My teammate Hunter Sr. got tangled up with somebody, and it really put a damper on some things. But we had to do some driving and got around it.
Yeah, you're still able to battle it out, able to hold on for the win, able to just barely beat out Michael James there right at the finish. But before it's enough on the way, any sponsors would you like to thank for tonight's race win?
Absolutely. Everybody at Juicy Spider Gaming, Nick Happyack, Mike Morgan, Donnie Kite, Hunter Sr., Craig Martin, Brian Marshall, everybody at Splash and Go Graphics for the killer paint scheme, you guys at LRN, and give a shout out to my boy Blake Hutchinson.
And once again, congrats on your race win here tonight. We will see you next week at Darlington.
Thank you.
So Jared Skinner, our race winner here tonight from Echo Park Speedway here in Atlanta, Georgia. As that wraps up race number 14 of the SuperStar ARCA Cup this season for season number 3. Our first race this season here on the Legends Racing Network. So it's a fun one here tonight from Atlanta. So a lot of green flag pit stops. So a lot of different strategies play out. It's a fun one. Looking forward to cover the rest of the season here.
Yeah, Atlanta definitely showed out tonight. First broadcast of the Cup Series this season. Just overall 175 laps, comes down to 0.06 of a second, less than a millisecond pretty much at the end of that one. But man, what a race that was, and just a great result for Jared Skinner there winning this one tonight.
As definitely fun, he was just able to just barely get Michael James the closest finish in SuperStar ARCA Cup history. The next one was back in season 2 at Michigan, where we called that one the regular season finale at Michigan between Kyle Hurlitsky and Connor Sabosian to end out the regular season finale at Michigan 1 season ago. And that was definitely a fun one to call. And tonight, just a little bit closer, 3,000 faster. Before wrapping it up here from Atlanta. Before we set it off, coming up next here on the Legends Racing Network tomorrow night, we'll have the Quantum Contender Series. So they will start their playoff run of a round of 10 at North Wilkesboro, 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. And next Wednesday night, we'll have the SuperStar Cup back for Darlington at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time in 1 week's time. Hope to see you, everyone, join us once again in the week time at Darlington. It's a fun one here tonight from Atlanta. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe if you joined here on Legends Racing Network. Hope to see you later in the future in one of our future broadcasts. And I'm Aaron Brown, joined alongside my co-commentator and producer tonight of Talon Drake. It's been a fun one here from Atlanta. We'll see you next time. The Legends Racing Network.